Ladies and gentlemen, motherfuckers of all ages, welcome to the Lone Star Podcast. How are y'all doing? Thanks for joining in. I am here today with my good pal, Mr. Tyler Gray.
Hello.
Hello, friends. So, I had something exciting happen not too long ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
What happened?
I got called for a political polling over the phone, survey.
Like a state thing or a federal thing or
polling
local?
company.
Okay.
That feeds their information to CNN. So the next 27% of people that say we should say fuck the world and Texas should secede.
That's you?
That was me. I'm part of that 27%.
Smart.
I thought it was fake, man. Have you ever heard of anybody getting a call from one of these polling companies?
No, I don't even answer the phone anymore unless I have the number saved. I'll let it go to voicemail.
That's true. But I've got my fingers in a few pies, so I'm answering phone calls now.
Yeah, that's wise. I took my the advice I gave to my grandmother. Just if you don't know who it is, don't answer the phone so you don't get scammed.
Yeah,
it's same with emails. Never heard of them. Just don't even reply.
I thought it was fake news, man, the whole time. I'm like, where the fuck they come up with these numbers? They're going asking like a nursing home or something and getting their 27% of the population.
Have you ever had the census people come by?
No.
That's odd. They came over to Dad's house one time and wanted to know who all lived there and names and ask a lot of kind of
personal questions that you shouldn't necessarily have to answer.
Personal for a stranger to come to your house and ask, yes.
Yeah. Especially in freaking Texas.
Yeah, I thought it was odd, but yeah, that was like the 2010 census or something like that.
Thought they just sent out a form.
So did I. That's why I found it pretty weird, but scammers.
Yeah, probably Mormons. No, who's the people that walk around the
Mormons? They do a mission.
No, the suit and ties, ride bikes.
I have family members. Jehovah's Witness.
There you go.
Yeah, I have family members.
Probably them.
Yeah,
they're starting to get sneaky. Them Jehovah's Witnesses.
I get people's different views on wanting to do religions, but it's a religion that you don't celebrate birthdays and get presents and stuff like that. It just sounds like a crappy religion to me.
Terrible.
Yeah, like my cousins, they don't get Christmas presents when we all gather up as family. And everybody got Christmas presents besides them. Yeah. And it was made it kind of awkward and sad, but
yeah,
not for me.
Too bad for them. Oh well. So what's been up, man? What's going on lately?
Work, school, finished school, baby.
Yeah. Congratulations, masters. Do I gotta call you like master superior now or something?
No, it was an online degree, dude. It's it's half fake.
Phoenix, what is it? The Arizona Phoenix?
Yeah, I mean this one was from Lamar, but still,
yeah.
I'd say it's an online degree. Hopefully, it pays me more money, but we'll see.
That's it. That's what it's all about, man. More medals under the belt.
Yeah. Other than that, just living life, man. Trying to get out, try some new stuff, and I don't know.
What are you trying to do?
Food stuff, man.
Food.
Yeah. The wife after the baby, she'd always kind of had a very narrow and defined palate. Didn't want to try new things, and after this kid, she's like trying different hot sauces and stuff like that. She's like, well, let's go try some different food, and it's been fun because I finally have somebody to go try out some weird different food with.
Yeah.
And so it's been good trying out some stuff in Houston, and nothing that's been so spectacular. But
any recommendations?
Local, not really that I've tried. I mean, I've kind of just been so busy.
You got your favorite spots over there in Dickinson, the Marays.
Yeah, Marays is really good.
Marbellas.
Yeah, it's
good whiskey over there.
It's a very good selection. Food's great, but I like the service.
Yeah,
they have top notch service that, man, you can't beat it, because that makes a lot of the experience. Because if you go somewhere nice and spend a lot of money and you just got a crap waiter, it's
almost ruins it. Yeah,
it ruins the night, man. You just drop $200 on a meal for you and the wife, and it wasn't that fun because your waiter sucked.
Yeah.
But we've always had a good time over there, and yeah.
What about that joint over there in Friendswood you were telling me about?
I think that's Brasserie 1885. It's
like that.
It's 18.
I looked at it. I almost went there the other day.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
It's it's kind of things Not a lot of stuff around here. You have to make a reservation, but you better have a reservation going over there. You
It's
will.
good, man.
You should not be seated.
There's we're stepping up around this camp. Galveston County area is getting some good spots, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are just getting tired of the chain stuff. We'd
Yeah.
spoken a little bit about it before on the football
Yeah.
podcast, but man, it's boring.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I appreciate Waffle House. It's one of my favorite go-to spots, but dinner-wise, you can only go to Red Lobster and Olive Garden so much before you just get burnt out on it.
Yeah, I hear you. So what'd y'all go up to Austin for this last weekend?
Just a vacation.
Just to
take
go?
some time off, and man, it was
Did y'all take the little one with you?
yeah, it was his first time up there, and took him to Zilker Park and hung out, and got to play with all the dogs, and went to Salt Lick just to try out a few spots that we'd never been to before, and hit up some of the regulars. Went to Moonshine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of our favorites. That also has a very good whiskey selection.
Yeah.
By the way, they've even been doing some of their own restaurant picks. So they go to the distillery, pick out some stuff, and got to try that. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I got to give you a lot of credit for this podcast and my craft beer sense that I've got going. I used to make fun of you for drinking all those fancy beers.
Call me a little hipster and stuff
I
like
did
that.
call you a hipster because it was all hipsters in there. But they were onto something, though.
They are. I mean, it's just, why not try something
Yeah.
different? I mean, especially if it's the same price as a Miller Lite. I know what Miller Lite tastes like.
Yeah.
Not bad. But guess what? There's a lot better stuff out there that you
Yeah.
can get.
I like it, man. I enjoy it. And I love that everywhere you go now, they have it. If you're going anywhere spot that's cool, they're gonna have some pretty good beer there.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. They're going to have Lone Star. They're going to have Bud Light. They're going to have Miller Lite.
Yeah.
But they're also going to have the local scene on tap. And I'm all about that. I know
All
you are,
down.
especially on the Lone Star podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to support local stuff. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's the big thing, man. That I've tried to do the last year or so is just go more local grown thing. I'm in the grocery store and there's two things side by side. There's anything like a can of chili, and one says made in Texas. It's $1.50 more, and the other one some bullshit generic whatever. I'm like, yeah, Texas.
give your dollar to the little man, dude.
Yeah, I'll pay a little extra.
Yeah, I mean, look how much HEB has exploded in their own brand stuff. I mean, it went from like tortilla chips, the sodas.
Yeah.
Dude, they got hot sauces. They got meats,
There's
cheeses,
everything.
I mean, it's insane, and it's good quality stuff too.
Yeah.
And man, you just don't get that from a lot of the other type of supermarkets.
You don't get it from Walmart.
You don't.
You don't get it from Walmart. It's cheaper. You can go to Walmart and get cheaper shit
Hey,
all day long.
I get that, dude. Toilet paper, deodorant, stuff like that, all about it. But produce, food,
Dude, I couldn't tell you the last time I've been in a Walmart besides, so there's like a neighborhood Walmart by our house that all they sell is groceries. Mm-hmm. And so it's not like a super Walmart. They don't have a bunch of it. It's really small.
Yeah.
But a super Walmart, it's
yeah.
been over a year at least.
I think I bought some batteries in one or light bulbs. But even then, I use Amazon for everything.
Yeah.
I ain't going to
I
Walmart.
just avoid it at all costs. Like,
Yeah.
I'll go out of my way just not to go to Walmart. I'm just so tired of that kind of shit.
Yeah, but I think in general that it's not just a fad. It's something that's growing across America.
Yes.
It's the demand for a better quality product because
People are willing to pay more for higher quality, handmade, something with a soul,
yeah,
something with a story behind it. That was kind of emphasis I had with Pin Man, Mr. Steven, is we talked about that kind of movement. I mean, even barbecue, man, fucking Franklin's Craft Barbecue, the craft beer we're talking about, craft knives that this guy's making, craft honey you can go buy at the local farmer's market and shit, like, where it's grandma gin over there across down the road that's selling this shit.
The bulk of barbecue I ate growing up came from a plastic tub that came from a freezer from Walmart.
Yeah. That wasn't that's not
not
my
good.
my story. I've had
Well, I
Pops
know.
was testing barbecue for 20 years while I was
Well, that's why I lived over your house in high school eating, is because my house did not have a large selection of good food.
Yeah.
Baked chicken, broccoli, and salt and pepper. Those are the only seasonings. Not
Between grandma's Mexican food, dad's barbecue, Adrian Michelle's seafood and gumbo, and yeah, we had some pretty good food over the house.
Oh yeah. But yeah, getting back to the Austin trip, it was good. Tried out, like I said, a few new spots. There's this Blue Dahlia. It's a French themed kind of brunch lunch place, and they had a really, really good menu, like some open face, like fancy sandwiches and stuff like that I really enjoyed. So I've been trying to copycat a few of those at home, and because it's a sandwich, I can make a sandwich.
Yeah.
And
have you succeeded?
Hey, I had one earlier today. It was not bad.
Dude, you know what I'd like to find? When I was at Salt and Thyme, and I ate their little butcher board, they had green tomatoes that were the sweetest, juiciest, little beautiful, plump little shits I've ever had in my life. And I was just like, where the fuck are these at? Like, why can't I get these somewhere? But same thing with their slaw they had on their pulled pork sandwich. Mm-hmm. I was trying to recreate it and figure out what the hell they had going on with it. And because we're doing pulled pork tomorrow for the fight. So, my MMA coach, Charles Cheeks, is putting on a smoker at the gym. We got something like 100 people coming out. You know, not all of them fighting, right? But kids, adults, everybody, they're all coming out and fighting. And so I'm cooking, or me and Dad are cooking for the event. And he had, I'm trying to make a slaw to put on the pulled pork and tacos or whatever and this and that. And so I was trying to recreate what they had over there, and I was like, I have no idea what it was. Like when I looked at the picture and all this stuff I took, and I'm just like, I think I know what it is, but I can't find the ingredients because they don't sell. You got to go to like a farmer's market. Yeah, like those guys are going somewhere getting it fresh straight from the farms and stuff like that. That's why it's so much better than whatever I can make. You know. Speaking
of farmer market, somebody we went to high school with, James Holmes. He was my grade. He had a sister your age, I believe.
Katie Holmes?
I think her name's Amanda.
Amanda Holmes, yeah, I know Amanda.
So he actually...
Katie Holmes, that's an actress. I'm stupid.
Anyway, so he's actually running like a micro farm. It's called Texas Eco Farms. And he makes, it's just organic stuff. He's done like a ton of research and stuff like that. And he's making all these like microgreens and carrot, everything's small batch.
Yeah.
And it's straight from his little farm to a farmer's market, and now he's starting to sell in restaurants. And dude, let me tell you, I've been to farmers markets and stuff like that, but one time he gave me this little bag of these like sprouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
2 hours after he picked it and cleaned it off.
Exactly.
Dude, that stuff lasts in your fridge for like a month.
Yeah.
Because I never realized how long it takes. The groceries we get from the grocery stores, you don't really think about it because you just go pick it up.
Yeah.
But it's got to ship from somewhere. It's got to sit. It's got to get processed. It's got to sit in the back of a warehouse, and it's got to get put out. And that's why stuff we get lasts a week.
Yeah.
And I just found it fascinating, like that, being able to have access to like, fresh ingredients right away, like how much better they are.
Dude, that's
Dude, he was just. I knew a lot of this just in general, not like in depth, but he was just explaining to me like the breakdown of all the nutrients that happen from point A to point B and how long it sits and how much better fresh stuff is for you. And I think that's good that a lot of these like H-E-B and stuff, that's what they're doing. They're grabbing local stuff straight from the farm, cleaning it off,
throw it in.
Yep.
Yep.
And
there's a lot of things too when you start going into food like that and talking shit like that. There's a lot of fruits, banana's the big one, right? That's like a one strand of banana that's aesthetically pleasing to the eye.
Yeah. Right? And they're like 20, 30
Dude, there's
plus a gazillion amount of
hundreds. There's hundreds of strands of bananas, but this is the one that we like.
Yeah.
Because it looks like a banana should look, quote unquote. Then it stays green. It does all this shit. But you talk or you listen to the people that know or whatever, they'll tell you that all these other bananas taste so much better, last so much longer. Or, they have all these other qualities that are actually better for the consumer, but because it doesn't look as good, they're brown when you get them,
Yeah.
or they're shaped a little plump, a little chub like me,
Yeah.
they're not as aesthetically pleasing, so they don't even mess with them. Now the big concern is, I think I saw it on a Vice piece, is that the particular strain of banana that we currently have is not growing. It's starting to not.
So it's dying off.
Yeah, it's like disease and this and that. They're having problems with it. And they had this same problem like in the 60s or something like that. And they changed from whatever strain it was before to this current strain. And so now they're like, now we're having the same problems. Bugs are adapting or whatever this and this is adapting. And they're trying to, get it figured out. But it's pretty wild. And something else, I think it was the Rogan podcast I was listening to today with Dennis McKenna. He was talking something about 1,000 strand of potatoes that they have down there in Peru, where he does different shit, and how much better all these different kind of potatoes are. But you go to the grocery store and there's 4. You got red potato, sweet potato, big baked potato, and a fucking whatever potato, Idaho potato.
Yeah,
and that's it. So it's just interesting, especially you talk about these micro farm places that are doing all this stuff in small batches. I mean, that's really, in my opinion, the way it should be happening. But it's
you gotta think that's how it's been since the start of time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, things weren't commercialized and stuff like that, but
feeding this amount of people,
that's another topic.
Well, I mean, they do it, we do it.
Yeah,
that's the thing, man. It's crazy, but there's a lot of that's part of our society where we're working 9 to 5. We've got 30, 45 minutes to go run to the grocery store before we got to go home and actually cook and do whatever. I mean, there's other places around the world that are quote unquote not living as good as we are, but they get a stroll on down to their little local market and buy all their food and stuff like that. It's just, different places, man.
that was my one visit up north to Cleveland, seeing some of Jessica's friends and family and stuff. They had a market there that all the little local farms and butchers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's called like the West Side Market or something like that. They all gather there like every weekend, and that's where people go buy all their produce and stuff. Man, I went in there, and I just want to cook a steak dinner for Jessica's friend who we're all staying with at their house and stuff like that. I bought like 5 ribeyes, all the fixings, everything that we need to cook a good meal. And this is good quality food, like good meat and everything. $26.
Jesus Christ, how the
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like these steaks that would cost,
$26 for 2.
Yeah, it's like stuff that's like $15+ a pound. Here it was like $4.95 a pound. So it's cool markets like that. I mean, it was a daily event. I mean, it's very crowded. It's like going to the mall during Christmas almost because everybody's there buying stuff.
Yeah, well, Houston has those markets too, but they're more international, right? They have an Asian market, they have a Mexican market. Houston's a seafood market. Houston's got some pretty good markets. That I've gone to the Asian market on Sunday when it's all big and crowded in West End. That's a wild time in itself. But I like to go more. Like just to go experience, because they got some good food up there too, man. There some old gal's been up there making soup for the last 30 years, and you just she knows what's going on, right?
Oh yeah.
But what was I gonna say? That's part of the reason, man, why I'm trying to get out, buy this land and do this stuff. I don't want to start a farm or whatever to sell to people, but I would like to have cows and butcher a cow a year,
be self-sufficient,
provide ourselves with meat for the year, and then be able to give it away to friends that
whatever you're not using.
Yeah, exactly, because a whole cow that's a lot of damn meat. But it's something I've wanted to do for a long time, man. I want to feed my own cows, take care of myself, know where the food's coming from, and also learn. I'm interested in the butchering part of it. I'm interested in the different cuts of meat, how to make them good, how to do whatever. I've always liked that.
Yeah, you had what was his name from Salt and Time on?
Butler, Brian Butler.
Yeah, that was a good podcast.
Yeah.
that guy was very passionate about it,
Yes.
and good for him. 'Cause
Yes.
I will eat there for a very long time.
Dude, it's great, man.
But it's like anything else. There's so much to learn and know about it. And
Well, he's been doing it. So you look at the guy, he looks like mid-30s or whatever, but he's mid-40s. And he's been doing it since he was 19 years old. So, I mean, that guy's 25 years of experience. And does that math that up? Yeah, since he was 19.
Sure, it's too late, and I have bourbon in front of me. So
Yeah, 25 years. I think he's mid-40s. So, I mean, that's a wealth of knowledge. And he's damn good at it, man. And I've been following since I got off that podcast with him. I've been following the World Butcher Champion or World Butchers Championship, yeah. And what's it called on Instagram? I'm sorry, I'm all distracted. I'm watching baseball on the TV.
Stop that.
But the World Butcher Championships and just following them around—that's a cool thing, man. I'd like to see a documentary on that shit.
Well, didn't he say they were maybe working on something?
They were working on a reality show for him, his shop, and what they do. And he was talking about the end of the month they were going to have a pilot and everything going, and he said he thought it would be make a better documentary than it would a show.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, that makes sense. But I told him, I said, dude, that World Butcher Championships would make a fucking good show. Go follow all the teams and learn. There's got to be some crazy fucking German guy or something that's like, or some Japanese guy, cutting all crazy shit.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty interesting, just because you look at all the different types of meats we get from all the different places of the world.
That's what he said. Everybody cuts it different. You know, Spain has got the way they cut their ham is just so much different. And how there's some countries that I'm all nerding out on this because I enjoy it all, man. I really do. They cut by each individual muscle.
Okay.
And then in America, we cut across all the muscles and just get a large piece. Like we don't necessarily cut each individual muscle and make it into whatever its own thing. So it's just interesting to see how everybody does it. And the funny thing about American style butchery is we stole a little bit from everybody, just like we've done with everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's pretty, I don't know, all that, I've liked all that for long. I've got interested in it since butchering deer and trying to get better at that. I've been doing that since I was 11, 12 years old, right? And then when we started making our own deer meat and deer sausage, it's like, all right, you screw up a couple 20-pound batches of sausage and shit, you're like, all right, I got to figure this thing out because I'm wasting too much meat. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's when I really started getting interested in it, and done pretty good, man. And since I started learning or whatever, I get so much more out of a deer. I don't just grind it all up, make hamburger or sausage. I can make different steak cuts. The shanks I can make braise and do.
Well, I'm sure the process has became like a learning experience versus a chore.
Yeah.
Like you're okay. Ooh, what am I gonna get from this time? And depending where you shot the deer and stuff, different stuff's gonna be messed up. But it seems like you've been really nerding out in that and getting.
I love it. That's why I'm interested in the knives that I'm in too, right?
Yeah, that's probably been my favorite podcast.
Dude, that guy was awesome, man. I got to get him back on, and I need to do like 4 different podcasts about one just about pins, one just about knives, and then one just about cutting people up. Because I guarantee he's got some crazy fucking stories.
Man. I bet.
And yeah, he wants to talk about an intelligent individual. I was blown away. My jaw was on the floor the whole time.
So, what else have you been kind of nerding out on lately? Been getting into?
Man, so less of this podcast. I've for months, man, I was every day trying to get on this podcast, get more people, send out emails and do all that stuff. Since we were as crazy as it was with the boys, baseball, graduation, trying to sell a house, trying to buy a house, all that mess or whatever that's been on the back burner. So I'm trying to get back into that, and I'm trying to start in that. The other thing, I always nerd out on food, man. I bought beef cheek yesterday.
Nice.
to try to smoke some beef cheek, just because I've seen some pretty badass videos of, and the cut that I ended up getting was not the same cut that what I've been seeing on video, so I got to figure it out what exactly they're using. But beef cheek is essentially barbacoa, and but they're taking it and they're just like blackening it, pepper, salt, and put it on there, and the thing's like this big, the size of
It's like a cube
peach.
or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a little round.
Yeah.
It looks like the size of a peach, a large peach or whatever. And they take this thing and they mash it and it just falls apart at like a strong breeze. It's just so tender, right? And then the beef cheek that I got came out and looked more like a what's it called fajitas.
Gotcha, like a strip.
Yeah, it was like a long strip or whatever. It wasn't a little ball of wonderment. So we put it on there. I'm gonna try. We're heating it up, gonna get it in the morning on tacos, but just different shit like that. I was thinking about it, man. The 2018 has been a pretty crazy year,
Yeah.
or productive year, right? I started a podcast. We're buying a house. I'm down 25 pounds. Started a new job. Got a little bump in pay.
Well, that's always nice.
Yeah. It's been a pretty like go get 'em year in as far as trying to get things done. But I don't have a lot of new things going on. There's a lot I want to get into. The time. you
Yeah,
know.
it's hard to spread yourself so thin and try to be passionate about stuff still.
I want to get back in a car. I got to get out to the land where I can start doing some shit.
Yeah.
Is the deal. I can't do anything where I'm at right now, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah, I kind of miss all my gun projects and stuff like that. I haven't really toyed around with anything
I haven't
new.
either, man.
I just, it's not the money, it's the time.
Yeah.
Because I like to do the work. I don't want somebody else touching my stuff, working on it. I'd rather learn and master that trade rather than pay somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Because
That's another thing that I'm like, yeah, I'd like to get into that gunsmithing, but I don't think that's one I want to dive into.
no, I mean, light gunsmithing's okay,
Yeah.
but when you start getting into some of the hardcore stuff, like, there's too much expensive equipment and stuff you have to manipulate some things. But
I can't get into that world.
I think fishing's I've always fished my entire life, but I want to get into like different types of fishing. Like I really want to get into fly fishing. I want to get into kayak fly fishing, stuff like that. And it's having the time, because it's not like we don't have the place. We live right by the coast.
See, I don't enjoy fishing the way I should.
See,
I know
I'm the
I should.
opposite. I don't really care to hunt. I like being outdoors. I like seeing everything. I just don't care to shoot anything. I mean, I will.
Yeah.
I have, but the peace I get and just it's almost like meditation I get from fishing. I don't care if I catch anything. It's trying to master that craft to catch something.
You know what I think it is? That's going to sound really dumb. It's too damn hot.
Oh,
Go out there fishing. When I go deer hunting, it's at least a little cool outside. I gotta bundle up because it's too cold. Fishing is too goddamn hot down here, dude. I was sweating my balls off today. 95 degrees and humid as shit. It's been raining the last 3 days.
No, it hasn't been prime fishing weather here.
Dude, I walk outside last few days and the damn your glasses fog up, right?
Yeah.
You gotta wait 10 minutes for your glasses to unfog, and I'm just like, man, this is ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. That's one thing, right? But I grew up fishing, man. Dad had he always had boats. We went fishing all the time. He invented a line cutter, went on your pole. He fished tournaments and everything. I mean, we fished all the damn time, but I just never enjoyed it, man. But I shouldn't say that. It's not something I'm going to go do on my own.
Passionate about.
I'm not going to go buy a boat. I'm not going to go buy
Yeah.
I've got fishing poles at the house. I got whatever. I'm ready to go when everybody's ready. But it's not something I'm gonna initiate or be like, "Hey, boys, gotta go fishing." It's just I'd rather go hunting, hiking. I'm more of a lake. I'd rather go tube and whatever on a lake.
Hop on the river.
Yeah, I'm a leisure kind of guy. Well, which fishing's a leisure thing too, right? You can drink. What do we got? What we got to drink over here, man?
We got some that Maker's Mark Private Select.
So we just finished up some Yellow Rose bourbon whiskey from, where is it brewed at? It says Texas,
Distilled.
USA, but
Here, so I bet
or not. Yeah, distilled. I should.
it's either Indiana or Kentucky.
Huh? I thought you said it was Texas.
It's not distilled in Texas. Produced and bottled. Oh, it is produced and bottled by.
But
in
where?
Texas. Huh? Houston.
In Houston?
Mm-hmm.
Them sneaky sons of bitches.
The oldest legal distillery in Houston, Texas. Didn't know it.
Legal distillery.
Keywords. Legal.
Uncle Jim down there in Alvin.
Yeah, I don't mess with Texas stuff too often because I don't
Texas
find,
whiskeys.
Yeah, I don't find it that good. But
So I haven't had it, but Garrison Brothers, you're not a fan?
I'm a fan of what they're doing. I'm just not a giant fan of their product, and that's specifically my taste. Some people love it, and that's fine, good for you. I'm all about what they're trying to do. I just, my palate, I don't really care for it. I don't, their $80 bottle is just, I think there's better stuff for $30, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
But if you've never been, super cool spot, really nice people.
Yeah. They're a group I've tried to get on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
No luck. I'm about to start shooting off emails again. Dude, I swear I shot off 100 different emails to all kinds of people.
You should, there's one in Dripping Spring, Texas, Treaty Oak.
Who?
Treaty Oak.
Treaty Oak.
Yeah, I've got a bottle of their stuff over there. But they're pretty good. I mean, and they've got a cool, I don't think it's a restaurant. I don't know. It's been so long since they just got a cool atmosphere there if you go to the distillery.
They serve like little appetizers or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what got you into bourbons or like the whiskey world? Because you were a craft beer guy for a long time. You're a man of fine tastes. You're white.
Jared, I don't think that's really relevant to having fine taste, but yes, I am white. I guess it was like 2 years ago. Every New Year, I do my little New Year's resolution. It's usually to quit something for a year. See, what can I give up that I enjoy that's within reason? And I quit. Well, I quit drinking beer for a year. So I was like, all right, I like vodka. Whatever, I'll drink vodka. That got real lame real fast. And I think I bought a bottle like Elijah Craig or something, like a cheaper $30 bourbon. And I really enjoyed it. And I was like, okay.
Well, compared to vodka, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And like even compared to like Jack Daniels and stuff, it was different. I mean, and I was like, all right, well, I'll try something else, something around that price point. Still liked it. I was like, okay, I think I'm on to something here. What's a $50 bourbon taste like? Oh shit, that's pretty damn good. But $50 is kind of a lot of money. Well, 50 turns into 150 real quick.
Yeah.
And now I have a pantry full of a bunch of expensive stuff that I don't drink too often, but I've got some nice bourbons. And I guess it's the story behind a lot of it. Like you learn the history on some of this stuff. And
so what we got in front of us? Tell us about some of these.
this is Widow Jane. It's a 12-year bourbon. It's not actually a bourbon, it's a whiskey. They distill it in Indiana, and then it goes
So it can only be bourbon if it's distilled in Kentucky.
Bourbon County, Kentucky. Yeah.
Bourbon County, Kentucky.
Yeah. Everything else is American whiskey.
Everything else is a fucking fraud.
Yeah, so this is
Fake.
straight bourbon whiskey, and then they finish it off in Brooklyn,
Which
New
means
York.
what?
Well, they
Barrel it, but
yeah.
what I mean, does it matter where it's finished off?
Yeah, because every place has a different style, strategy,
Climate or whatever.
Correct. Different ways they filter stuff like that can finish a bourbon. Then I got Four Roses. This is a single barrel. It's a private selection for Bounty Hunter Rare Wine and Spirits. They're out of Napa, California.
What is that? What are you talking about? You gotta slow down here.
Okay, so this is a bottle.
Okay.
There's bourbon in it.
Private selection.
So somebody went to this distillery, said, hey, I'm going to try a couple bourbons out, and I'm going to pick one of these barrels.
Okay.
and I'm gonna have it bottled especially for me.
A bottle or a barrel?
A barrel.
A barrel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this place called Bounty Hunter Rare Wine and Spirits, it's pretty much, I did some research on it because I bought this bottle randomly. I forgot where I got it from, but it was unique. And these guys, like, pretty much, I went to their website and they just have meet our staff, and it's all these, you know, we call the wine people, the sommeliers. Yeah. Like master of their craft people, and they just go out and they pick the best shit. And this is their pick from Four Roses. Pretty damn good.
So how do you get the bottle?
Me?
So let me say this. If this Napa Valley restaurant or place or whatever it is,
liquor store.
Okay. This Napa Valley place sends their people out and says, we're buying this barrel. Do they now get money from bottles that are sold out of that barrel?
Yeah, so they paid for the barrel.
Okay.
It gets bottled. They slap their logo on it on the side.
Okay.
It's smaller. They're not taking away from Four Roses.
Yeah.
They put it in their shop, says, hey, this is our badass pick. We're going to charge X amount of dollars for it. Obviously, they're going to make money. They're a business, but that's how it gets bought and sold.
Okay. So who are some other places that do the private selection? Like other
There's some
Napa
good
Valley stores?
Oh, I don't know about Napa Valley. I know about local places like NASA Liquor down the road.
Uh-huh.
They're actually really well known for a lot of their store picks, air quotes. Alex and there will go pick some stuff out. And
Shout out to Alex from NASA Liquors.
yeah, good guy. We'll hook you up with some very, very good booze. Then you have Chris Shepard, who was the Underbelly, guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he is the 1/5 restaurant.
Sent him some emails out trying to get him on.
So he's gotten hardcore into
Bourbons
and whiskeys and stuff like that, and they've been doing some really good picks too. I've actually got Underbelly's one and only whiskey pick they've ever. The restaurant shut down before they ever got the pick in.
Okay.
So I have that, which is pretty neat, unique.
So how do you get these things?
They sell them at all the local liquor stores, like Specs and stuff.
So how do I know? Like, so I'm looking at this.
You gotta be in the loop, man.
Well, I'm looking at this. It just says four barrels. Four barrels.
It's all about the little side sticker, dude.
That looks like a fucking postage stamp, bro.
Hey, man, it's good.
They put a postage stamp on there and charge you $20 more. I think you're getting suckered.
It's not $20 more. Usually it's like $5 over the regular bottle, and you get way better value.
Well, that makes sense.
Then who else? Who else stuff? The Houston Bourbon Society, they're one. Then there's like who else local does it? A bunch of like local places will go in together and get a bottle or something specifically for them, and it's usually good. And I just like supporting local stuff regardless. And
Yeah,
so that's what I've been into lately are these local store picks.
that's pretty neat. That's
It's
pretty
different.
cool. It is that dude. It's something like I have no idea.
I
had
mean,
no-
it's
I had no
it's
idea.
anything. It's how much you can go deep into anything and
So-
find out there's a whole.
I think I bought you a bottle of Four Roses. Was it Four Roses? Whenever Hudson was born,
That was Knob Creek, the
Knob Creek.
25th anniversary, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Was it any good?
It was very good. It was very, very good. We drank it, a lot of it.
We did drink it, but I don't know. I'm just wanting that one. It's in a
That's
box on
good.
top of the shelf.
No, top shelf. It was good. But yeah, getting back to the story. So I got really into bourbon. Thought I was going to be saving money because I was pounding so much craft beer, stuff that's at the store still $6 a beer type stuff.
I remember you saying that at the beginning of this.
I'm going to save
That's
money.
what you said. You're like, I'll just get some bourbons. And I'm like, I get drunk twice as fast. And I don't have to drink that much. And yeah, I'll be saving money. And I remember you talking about that. And then you
I have not saved money.
You did not talk about it anymore.
I have not saved money. But I've learned to make it a self-sufficient, self-sustaining hobby. So because I've gotten in good with a lot of these local stores, I can get some harder to find stuff and swap with some online compadres for other stuff or flip it. And
That's another crazy thing to me. The online bourbon swap meets.
dude, that's anything. There's car parts, hunting equipment. I mean, you can swap anything online. but it's the way this stuff gets distributed isn't equal amongst all states. So some dude in Idaho can't get some of this.
Yeah.
But he'll get something that we can't get in Texas.
Yeah.
So I'll swap for it.
Huh. Makes sense.
Yeah, you end up with a lot of shit that's going to take a long time to drink. I can tell
Yeah,
you
I
that.
know. That's something, dude. You can do some damage around this camp. That's for sure. I get the good as hobby as any, I guess. They don't go bad. Like you ain't gonna worry about.
No, as
that
long as
shit.
they're
It's not like
stored
wine.
properly. Yeah, wine, if it's stored properly, doesn't go bad.
Correct, but you got to take some ultra precautions, right? You got to be 60 degrees and tilted on the court just so.
Yep.
And all that
And you want
business.
to talk about crazy hobby.
Going deep.
Dude, there's some outrageous wine collections.
Oh, I know.
Like bottles from the 1800s
I don't
type
get
stuff.
it.
I do. Because I've had what I consider really good wine, and I know there's stuff that's 10 times better out there.
Well, the problem with wine is that cost does not necessarily equate like what tastes good.
Yes and no. I mean, stuff that is more expensive doesn't always taste better, but it's the exclusiveness of it or the quality
Correct.
of the product that goes into making it.
But I've never bought $100 of bourbon or whiskey, $100 bottle of bourbon or whiskey. Golly, I couldn't say that. And been disappointed. But you can buy $80 bottle of wine and be like, well, this is fucking horseshit.
Well, see, I have bought a $100 bottle of whiskey and have been thoroughly disappointed.
Well, but you're like a fancy person.
Well, I mean, it's everybody's palate's different. Because I can tell you this, there's some guys that you can go hand the most expensive bottle of whatever to. They'll take a swig of it and say, "This is dog shit."
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to my screw cap.
Evan Williams.
Yeah. Hey, and there's no shame in that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like anything else. I think life is about experiencing things and enjoying yourself as much as you can, and I choose to do that with good whiskey.
It's a sexy way to live, my friend.
It is. It's just you got to have a good job to support it, because shit gets expensive.
Yeah, no joke. No joke.
But yeah, that's pretty much sums up the year I stopped drinking beer and went in the deep end.
So
on,
do you drink beer now, right?
Yeah, but I can't. I will say this: the one benefit I got from not drinking beer for a year is I can't go slam a 6-pack of IPAs anymore. Like,
Why not?
I don't know why. I just 2 and I'm good. I just get full. I don't enjoy drinking a lot of beer anymore.
Yeah. I don't have that problem.
Yeah, I think if I
But
drink,
that's also why I like doing the craft beer, though, is because normally when I go somewhere and they got the 40 beers on selection, I'll just try and pick out the ones that are like 9.8%. And I'll get a couple of those. You're
good.
I'll be all right.
You're good.
And I do like that part of it because I can go down and turn up fucking 20 Shiners.
Yeah. Oh, that's dude. Shiner Light Blonde. I can drink an 18 pack of that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna feel excellent, but
Correct.
I can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like that all like HEB and stuff like that. You can go mix 6-packs and Kroger. I think you can do it too.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. Pick a 6. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Again, there Galveston Island Brewing, Saloon Doors in there,
Saloon
Carbach.
Door's good. I really didn't like Saloon Door.
Yeah, I do too. Tasty as fuck.
Yeah.
Tasty as fuck. Yeah, all those places are cool, man. No Labels in there. Mm-hmm. Revolver Brewing's in there. Their Blood and Honey is good, but one time I got a bottle and had a bunch of shit in it. Like
The sediment and stuff.
yeah, what do they call those? The guys from Beers Looking at You were telling me about it.
Though they're not filtered or something like that. As
Yeah,
well.
they're
There's a term for it, I believe.
shit. I can't remember. And I just heard somebody else talking about it the other day, and I was like, I know what that is.
That's another. Once you get into it,
Yeah.
you
Well,
get
that's-
so knowledgeable about it.
yeah.
I have never gotten that of beer. I just enjoy it. But
Well, he was talking about they have like sommelier classes now for craft beer, where you learn all that stuff. It'd be cool to learn, but it's just like I've got enough in my brain to.
I got a job.
I know that's why I got to remember
And that
other shit.
drinking, and I pay other people to make sure that I'm having a good time when I'm drinking and
Yeah.
eating and stuff like that.
What do you think about matching food with craft beer?
I think that it can be good, just like matching food with bourbon, wine, stuff like that. There's a lot of odd pairings out there, but people study it. They find kind of weird combinations, and like Lone Star and crawfish. That's a good match.
I like
enjoy it.
Shiner and crawfish. Somebody called me weird about that because it's dark.
Yeah,
but
I think it was the beers looking at you guys. They were kind of
but he said something about Shiner being filling, and I'm like, yeah, but crawfish aren't.
It's very true.
So
there's not a lot of crawfish boils that I've left and been like, I'm really full because of the food, not because of how much beer I drank.
That's so true.
Like I almost always hit up Whataburger after.
That's so true. And it's funny. So Misty's been on this prep and everything, doing her fitness competition. And dude, when she's like working out, doing the bulk phase, right, trying to build muscle, that girl can eat now. She's eating 6 to 8 times a day.
Jeez.
And like, it's all proportioned and whatever, but she's eating. And I'm like, golly, I can't keep. I'm full. Like, I don't want to eat no more.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm 200 pounds more than she is, right? But she says, where we were at Tommaso's in Alvin, we had like 7 pounds of crawfish between me and her, sausage, potatoes, mushrooms, all that stuff, whatever. We left there, went to Hugh and Jeff's over off 646, sitting in a little bar. And she gets there and she's like, I'm hungry. Like, we literally drove from Alvin to, what is that, Dickinson,
20
I guess?
minutes.
Yeah. And she sat down and ate another, like, ordered a sandwich and just got the meat off of it or whatever. And ate the sandwich and whatever. I'm like, are you kidding? I think she had a burger. She had a burger.
Metabolism.
Dude,
that's what that is.
Yeah. Golly, and she's like 118 pounds at the time. I mean, just burning it out. I was like, golly. But
have you tried any new food places around the area you like?
So I went to Nobi's for my birthday. It's not new, but shout out to Nobi's.
Yeah, Nobi's is very good.
Love it. I'm getting into poke bowl places.
Pokey?
Yeah, what'd I say?
Poke?
What's the difference?
I guess announce the E.
I don't know. I like poke bowl better. They call it poke bowl?
Pokey, yeah. Pretty sure they do.
I don't like that. I'm going to keep calling it poke bowl. But anyways, I like those places.
They're very good.
They're very good. I'm like a big fan of seaweed, salad, tuna, and dude, you want to talk about food? We went to New Orleans 2-3 weeks ago. Good googly moogly.
Yeah.
We had some good shit. Poke bowl there too. We were just walking down and found a place, but Cajun food. Golly, man, that place is good. Hopped on the old Google. We were at Bourbon, 1 o'clock in the morning. Best places to eat late night, New Orleans, and there was a place right off Bourbon. It wasn't on Bourbon. It was like one of those 2 streets over deals, right? Walk in there. It was we had gumbo. The Misty got shrimp Creole, drinks and shit all night, dude. It was a fucking cool spot, man. I was like, yes, this is the shit I like, man.
Town.
Yes, it is, dude. Golly, it's so good. We had beignets at the place we were supposed to have beignets. Yeah, it's good, damn good. But
Good time.
I don't know. As far as around here, I'm trying to think if we've had anything new or different that's crazy. I'm enjoying the food truck scene. It's kind of
starting to pop up here pretty good. Most of it's barbecue, but that I've had at the few trucks I've been to.
It honestly hasn't been barbecue at like any of the places I've been. The Dickinson or Refining Beer Brewery over in Dickinson, they had a barbecue joint there for a while. But at Hack's Winery in Santa Fe, they have a food truck event a couple times a year.
That's cool.
And we go out there and they have just all kinds of
everything.
Oh yeah, everything. And then There's 3 acres in Santa Fe. That little spot's pretty cool. That's a cool idea.
I agree.
I like what they got going on.
Yes.
I don't go. I don't think I've ever.
Jessica and I have been twice now.
I've been once when they had some kind of.
The music or something. They had live music when we were there.
They have some kind of a craft day or something like that. When me and Missy stopped by, whatever. But yeah, I need to go more. I haven't gone. I'm upset about, but and then there was a place in Kemah. Oh, what's the name of that place? I sent it out to Big Andy because it's kind of a hole in the wall bar type thing. But then out back, they got 3 or 4 food trucks. Service
Is it
pretty
like
good.
down by the boardwalk, or is it?
It's off 2090. What is it? 2094. I think is that road.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool spot. It's right over there. There used to be a pretty good little restaurant back there, like a bistro that was like right. You turn off and you go back in one of them rich neighborhoods in South Shore. But it's right there at the edge of that. They got a bar across the street. There's this place, and then there's a really good little bistro restaurant back off in there that we've eaten at that bistro before. And that food truck park bar type scene wasn't there when we went to that bistro. And that was like 2 years ago. Food truck scene popping.
Have you been to that Craft 96 place?
Yes.
On 96?
Yep.
Pretty solid. Food's not bad.
Yep.
Very good beer menu.
Yes. I don't have any complaints there. It's packed all the time.
Yeah.
Which, good for them. Yeah, it's good. It's good all the way around. I like it.
Oh, I'm excited. They're opening up a new Red Oak Cafe in Alvin, and that's way easier for me to get to.
Come get you some of that. And guess where I'm moving?
Alvin.
Coincidence? I think not. Yeah, man, that place is good. They're damn good. We eat there all the time. But, dude, literally a mile and a half from my house is where the one's at now. So,
It's kind of hard to beat.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, my dinner regimen has been so different with this 5-month-old.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I feel like I'm a senior citizen. I eat at 5:30 and stuff like that. Now it's don't stay out late.
Well, dude, I wish I ate at 5:30. But I'm in the gym at 5:30. I don't get
I'll tell you
home.
that. Nowhere's crowded. It's kind of nice. I don't have to wait on anything.
No joke. Yeah, man, I get home about 6:30, 6:40, shower. I'm out of the shower by 7 o'clock. We talk about what we want for dinner for about 20, 30 minutes. We cook dinner for about 20, 30 minutes. We're sitting down eating at 8:15. So,
dude, I'm like crawling into bed at 8:15.
that's what I'm saying. So you eat, and then you sit down and you watch TV for 30 minutes and gone. That's pretty much it. That's my life right there, folks, by the way.
Hey, dude. I'm all about it, man. I like simple and routine.
I'm a big fan of routine. Big fan of routine.
During the week. On the weekend, though, I just like to freestyle it. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know where we're going to go. Yeah. And it's kind of nice. I like going on adventures. Let's just drive over here and see if there's some. I'm going to get on Google on my phone and see if there's any decent restaurant to eat at.
We've done that a lot lately. But
found some really nice spots I like. That's all I do in Austin anymore. I'm going to drive in this general restaurant. I know there's some restaurants, and I'm going to get on Google and see who has the best reviews.
Yeah. But not a bad call, man.
You know, it's just, I don't know.
You're making me hungry. Let's get off food. Let's get off food and stuff.
I did buy some.
Let's get on some serious business.
Like what?
So when I walked in, you were watching Star Wars.
It was. Well, I mean, it's not new or anything, but it's the newest one. It was good.
What's your opinion on Space Force?
Oh.
Fucking America.
I like his style of he just says whatever he wants and it distracts from whatever he's actually doing.
So what is he actually doing?
I don't know, dude. He's writing in executive orders and just, I don't know, hopefully handling stuff with North Korea because that's all I really care about. That's kind of the most, I get all the border stuff and things like that, but.
Have you ever even heard or a thought I just realized this. Have you ever even heard of or thought of, or I'm sure someone has thought of it sometime, but I've never heard of a Space Force government branch as an idea. Have you ever heard that expressed as an idea
I'm
before?
gonna be real honest. I think he made that up about 5 minutes before he even said it. Because if you go back and look at everybody's face when he said it.
Fucking April Fools right now.
Dude, but that's what he's done the whole time. He says a bunch of random stuff on Twitter and then he's off actually doing something. I don't know if it's... I'm not saying he's not crazy. But I think he's got a bold strategy.
I think he's got a
diversion, man.
I think he's got a 9-incher in his draws for the way
you know
that
how
guy's just
long
swinging the hammer the whole
CNN's
time.
been on his whole like the Stormy Daniels hooker thing. I don't even know how that's relevant to running a country. I get whatever you lie, you try to pay to cover up. That's fine. But he's actually been doing stuff while everybody's focused on this.
Yeah.
Kansas City Shuffle, man.
Kansas City Shuffle. Love it. I love it. Yeah, man, I'm a little bit excited about Space Force.
If it's real,
If it's real.
that'll be fun. But what makes you qualified to serve in Space Force?
What makes you qualified to be a Marine? What makes you qualified to be in the Army?
You train.
There you go.
Well, how much training is there to send a bunch of people in space? We have astronauts, but it doesn't mean they know how to fight in space.
Fucking ask Elon Musk. I don't
This
know.
is true.
So if I were to try to put reason behind Space Force, I would think that we're getting pretty close to commercialization space travel.
I could see that.
Elon Musk and the Virgin,
Richard Branson.
there you go, Richard Branson, like satellite type hotels in space.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think we're getting pretty close.
No desire to ever do any of that.
Well, if I could afford it, I certainly would. But I mean,
Man,
somebody said, well, not somebody. I have a friend who used to work for NASA, and now she works for a private company that they're building, or they're commercializing the International Space Station. Is the plan of this said company? And what they're going to do is build a new International Space Station, fly it up, attach it to the old one, take all the information, put it over, and then get it out from government funding. It'll be commercialized. So you send up whatever different governments can pay to send up whatever. Private citizens can pay to go up there. I mean, whatever the case, right? And something found out. Who do you think pays for the International Space Station? The funding, the whatever, the upkeep,
I'm just
the
gonna
whatever.
assume the taxpayers.
Well, yeah, the United States does.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is why there's Russian astronauts and Italian astronauts and whatever, all these other countries that go to the International Space Station, but the U.S.
Don't
pays
pay
for it all.
anything. Yeah, it's a lot of things.
Trump, Space Force. We're no longer footing the bill, boys.
Yeah, I think that's a...
But anyways, he's gonna find some aliens. Or what if this? Let's go fucking deep. What if he opened the fucking file on Area 51 and shit? He's like, holy fuck, aliens, these motherfuckers are out there?
I want to meet this dude.
These motherfuckers are out there and we don't have a fucking Space Force? What if
Like
he
I said,
knows?
it might be
What if he
mad
knows?
genius, dude.
What if no other president like ever was able to like get the real information? And Donald Trump finally has. He cracked he fucking twisted the right set of nuts. And they here's the file,
I
sir.
just don't think he cares, like, about what anybody else thinks. He just,
I know.
yeah.
He's like, oh, I can't go in this room? Okay. And he goes in that room.
Which is admirable.
What if
for-
he found out? What if he found out they're real? What if he found out that these fuckers came and it was a scout and they believe, and he read all that shit and he's like, and we don't have a fucking Space Force? Boys, we need a fucking Space Force.
Man, that's too far-fetched. Not far-fetched. That's too high level for me. I'm just trying to get into next week.
I get excited.
I'm waiting for the first to get my next paycheck. I mean,
I There's a new bourbon coming next week. I'm just not, I'm not.
I mean, it's just like talking about traveling to space. I want to travel the world first. Like, I'm trying to go to Europe, not first before I go to space. But I don't know. It's a lot, and it's been. Everybody has their opinion on him, and I don't care to get too political, but it's definitely been the most interesting presidency since we've been alive.
Oh,
to watch
ever. I mean, JFK I think would be the only other comparable one, but the media was just so different back then. It's hard to compare.
There's just never been a guy who just doesn't care what anyone thinks.
Zero.
Guess what? If he gets impeached, if he has to pay some fine or whatever, he's got money. I'm just gonna go serve as president. Cool, done it. Peace. He doesn't care.
Zero.
And to go in having that mentality to where all he wants to do.
He's the 49th president or 50th. Is he number 50?
I don't think we're to 50. I think he's 48th or 49th. I might be wrong. I honestly don't.
I think it's 48 or 49.
But there's just never been a president in our day and age that just does whatever he wants. And that's good and bad. I mean, he's probably done a lot of things that haven't been beneficial, but I think his intent is there. I don't think he's trying to purposely hurt anybody. But his attack and
45, we're way off.
Oh, man.
I thought they were like a 46.
So did I. I like his exposure of media and how much he's called out on their bullshit. If he's done anything to both sides, because it's not like he's favored one over the other.
Favorite one of who?
All the different media sites.
Oh, he loves Fox News.
Yeah, but he still calls them.
He's thumbs up.
Has he never talked shit to anybody that's worked for them?
Oh, he has. Definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
But he also loves them. He's like, hey, what we got going on Fox and Friends today?
Yeah, but
he's Trump and buds.
But if they were to report something out online, he'll be quick to call them out. But I love his blown up of CNN because they're trash news. Trash news.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Dude, news in general, man, is just. I like Vice.
I do and I don't. I think
so.
I like that they give raw information.
Yeah,
it's not.
So the topics they discuss are definitely left. All left.
Correct, but they do a fairly unbiased approach at it.
As close as we get now. Yeah. Right.
Well, did you see they gave a kid from Santa Fe a camera?
Yes.
To walk around and just kind of get his viewpoint on it. They didn't. I'm sure he was slightly coached, and I say that. That's my opinion. He was probably slightly coached, but this kid was the president or some of his AV club. Like he wasn't some. It wasn't some random kid with a camera. He
so
knew
the
what he was
only
doing.
issue with that is this dude has 80 hours of footage, and they air 6 minutes of it.
Yeah,
8 minutes of it, whatever it was.
But it
didn't look.
You
I'll tell you, yeah, it didn't look good.
It didn't look good for who?
I don't want to say it didn't look good. They made it seem. I don't want to say they made it seem because the young man that he interviewed that said
the kid with the
we
truck.
don't need gun reform.
The
people
kid
say
standing on the truck or whatever.
People say we need gun reform are idiots. And then the next breath said, "But I'm okay with more stringent or more background checks." And it's like that's the same thing. And
I understand what you're trying to say
on the last podcast.
But did that not accurately depict the stereotypical person from Santa Fe?
Yes. So
I think even going through all that footage, we don't know what's on there, but I can tell you this: we both grew up in Santa Fe, and 99.9% of our classmates said if they were to go ask them the same question, would have had the similar answer.
Yeah, you're right.
And so I listened to you and Andy's podcast last week, and y'all talked a little bit about Santa Fe and things like that, and the people in the town and what the town's known for. And I think there's a better way you could describe it, the people and what the town's known for.
Okay.
And like it's being known as a racist town, blah blah blah. And you look, and it's I don't think the town's racist at all. I think it's ignorant. It hadn't had access to a lot of information that maybe other cities had. It's been, and you look at the population, it's grown, but not exponentially. But you look
not nearly as much as the rest of the area.
Correct. And you look at the average age of the people here, and it's always growing higher and higher because people are graduating, moving out. Like me, I moved to the next town over. Yeah. You moved the next 2 towns over. People who grew up there aren't staying there. It's the older generation. Yeah. That older generation is set in their ways. They're set in that stereotype, and I don't think that accurately depicts the people who are brought up in that school and what they think.
That's true. Yeah, it's one thing we didn't really touch on the last one. I wanted to get to. We just never did. But the Santa Fe is known has a reputation of being a racist town. It just is.
It's a stereotype. But it's
correct. It's a stereotype. But there are people from surrounding areas, Houston area, this and that, and they talk about Santa Fe and they say, "Oh, better be careful down there. They're crazy down there." And I remember growing up, riding down Highway 6, and there being KKK rally.
Yeah.
And like I'm 8 or 9 years old. Who are those? What's going on over there?
That was
exactly. And Dad being with me, right? And he said, "A bunch of damn idiots," and he's upset about it.
Yeah,
like physically, emotionally upset. I remember this, right? Being a kid,
because it's wrong.
Here's the craziest thing: Dad's a white guy, born 1960s Alabama.
Yeah,
he knows a little bit something about race. He talks. I've heard him say some stories about shit he grew up around and seen in riots in the streets and fights at football stadiums.
Yeah,
bottles and bricks thrown, and I mean just crazy stuff, right? But he also married a Mexican girl, and so we weren't raised with that, and I feel a lot of people like. I'd say 80% of the people in that town and from that town,
it's probably
higher, are not racist people.
I mean, I have been around very few.
Yeah,
and
there's the other thing. You go, it has that reputation, and then you drive around town, and there's Confederate flags flying. There's Confederate stickers on the back of the trucks.
I think that just comes with small country towns, dude. That's not just unique to Santa Fe.
No, correct. But it's all part of it, man. I think you're right.
Well, it's I think you and Andy were talking about it again last podcast when people ask where you're from, and people aren't really aware of the town, or the people who are. It's that, oh, you're from there.
Yeah,
and it's like, dude, whatever your stereotype on that town. That's not me.
It ain't us.
That's not me, and that's not anybody I even know.
Yeah.
So I don't. And I think it's going to eventually change as more generations go through, because that town is ever evolving, just like this area is.
Well, that's like as the country goes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like people are just getting smarter. They have access to better information. You realize it just don't make sense. Whatever,
Yeah.
There's going to be those places where people are brainwashed, and I'm fascinated with cults and like religion brainwashing people and like whatever, like all those documentaries and stuff like that. But they all have the same strategy. It's seclude,
deprive them of.
Get them in a circle. All right, don't talk to non-believers because we don't want them changing your mind. And then feed them, pump them whatever information and keep it amongst yourselves. And then anytime you do have, these people are going to come say this to you to try to change your mind. Here's how to rebut it. We're going to give you the tools to stand your ground and do whatever.
I just don't know how anybody ever ties into that.
That's why I'm so fascinated, because some of these documentaries I've watched and listened to, like the surviving members or some of the people that are involved with it, they're not stupid people.
No, there's like doctors, lawyers, and stuff.
Very intelligent.
And it's like, how do you believe that? What?
So it starts off slow.
Maybe we're the weird ones. Maybe they're onto something, and we're
this is why I watch all that, because I'm fucking scared. some slick talking, good looking dude's gonna come in, and next thing I know, get fucked up the ass by Satan dicks and shit.
I will not be joining that cult, Jared.
I don't want to either. It scares the shit out of me though, man, because it starts off small. They all start off with, "Hey man, we're just trying to make a difference. We're gonna help you out. We're gonna give you the tools to succeed and make your life better. What kind of struggles are you going through? Well, you can't find a job. You can't find work. Well, have you tried this? Well, we'll take a long way. Have you looked inward? What's really bothering you? What's whatever?" And they start off this little thing and they help you improve yourself. Well, this shit really fucking works for me. God damn, I found a fucking job and I'm doing better. I got a girlfriend. She's part of the church with me. Everything's going good. Man, I can't believe how much life's better, man. This guy's fucking awesome. He really knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jim, I'm gonna need you to come on here and look. Hey, now I'm telling you, the fucking government doesn't want us doing this shit. They don't want this information out.
We gotta move down to Bolivia.
They don't want this fucking information out because it's dangerous. Because we're gonna overthrow the fucking government. This is the real truth of life, and it's scary to them. They don't want it. Listen to me. We gotta go. We gotta go up to the mountains. It's the only place we're gonna be safe. Look, don't worry about your job. Look, we're gonna go up. Pack your family, pack your shit. We're going up. Come on. All right, man. Yeah, you're fucking right. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for you. Let's go. So Jim and his family fucking go up there to the mountains, hanging out with fucking Bob Psycho Man.
Yeah, drinking the Kool-Aid.
And fucking his fucking 13-year-old daughter and shit the whole goddamn time, because they're a bunch of fucking crazies.
Drinking the Kool-Aid. So you're fascinated in all that. I am doomsday preppers. Those people fascinate me, because you want to talk about crazies. They don't want to be part of no gang. they're off starting their own farms, and most of them are crazies. But there's some smart people that are doomsday preppers too. They got crazy bunkers, and
there's some rich motherfuckers that doomsday preppers.
They've got like
spending some
farms
goddamn
and
money, dude. Fuck.
Nuke bunkers and enough rations to last 5 lifetimes.
Think about this. When that fucking show came out, there became a market.
Yeah.
Like a construction company was created to go build you a doomsday bunker underneath fucking ground that had all this. It became like a flip your house HGTV show on who had the bigger. It's like MTV Cribs, but for
who had the baddest ass bunker.
Fucking crazy.
We got satellite radio.
hey, y'all check out my jacuzzi shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, golly, what are these motherfuckers doing, man?
They're funny. I mean, I could sit and watch that all night.
Golly. And the ones that really crack me up are the ones that they live in like downtown Houston.
Yeah.
And then they got some bunker in San Antonio.
I've got this car planted over here so I can escape to here, and I've got this real tactical plan.
Yeah,
and
I've got what is
I don't believe in guns though, bro. I refuse to use guns.
They got what do they call them? Go bags. They got go bags stashed all over the town, all over the city, and drainage pipes and shit.
I've got a go bag.
Hurricane. No, what I'm saying is they stash them around the fucking city.
Yeah.
Hurricane Harvey came in, fucked everybody's shit up.
Shit done floated up, bud.
MREs are all cooking and shit.
Those people.
You're right. Golly.
They make good television.
Is it still on?
I'm sure some, rerun or something like that. I'm sure it got syndicated. It's on some late night TV show. We can laugh.
They did a good job with that show. I watched some episodes.
I think my favorite one is where it's like two families kind of joined together, and one guy was the gun guy, one guy was like gathers all the plants and vegetables and stuff, and he's taking the other guy hunting.
Mushrooms out of cow shit.
Well, he they're in a deer blind practicing shooting. He shot the gun inside the deer
That
blind.
dude cried. I watched that, and that guy from Houston.
Yeah.
That's one of the shit I'm talking
My
about.
favorite episode.
Yeah. That's what I think I quit
Damn it, Jim, you can't be with us no more.
No, exactly. That's what I quit watching.
My favorite episode.
Yeah, I guess that guy was such a little bitch. He was crying. He was talking all tough the whole time.
Yeah. Big Tex.
Yeah, he talking about, God, he shot a fucking gun inside the thing, and he's like, he said that. I don't think we can be together anymore. Fuck, they had weird shit, man. God, they had his like fucking 8-year-old with a 22 set up on, and they had some. Remember, they had some like military officer, or police officer, or SWAT officer, or something like that, come out there to assess their fake an attack.
Yeah, how hardened their whole little
Defense system was. The 9-year-olds posted up on the front door with a fucking 22.
1022. Yeah,
It's just like, come on now, what are we doing here, boys?
like I said, makes good TV.
They did have some Tannerite blasted on to some gasoline.
Bunch of crazies, man. A bunch of. I just don't. Where do you get time for that?
The guy was I think it was either a dentist or a doctor. I don't remember which one.
It, man.
That's what I'm saying. They got some fucking money, man.
Well, the
They
one
spent
guy
all that
was
shit.
building a castle or something like that.
They had a whole series about that, like a whole season.
Yeah, dude
Yeah.
was building a castle.
And he had kids from like 44 to 14,
Yeah,
like 9 of them.
Yeah.
All different. It's like, yeah, this guy
like I
needs to be
said,
having another
there's
show.
some weird people out there.
Dude, I'm scared to say this because I don't want anybody else to go down this fucking rabbit hole. But my friends Anthony and Melissa told me about this podcast called Sword and Scale.
What's that about? Like, without getting too graphic or
No,
whatever
it's-
it is.
True crime stories, but of like the worst degree.
No, I have no interest in that. I don't want to know how bad people are.
Oh, they're fucking bad. Like, so I found myself listening. I'm like probably 15 podcasts in. There's 130 of them or something like that. I'm like 15 in over the last 3 weeks. But I've got to stop because like
get
I just
sucked
get
into it, dude.
negative. It's just everything's negative. I'm running around looking. I'm like, look at this fucking motherfucker. You know, you start judging people and it's bad. Like, it's really bad. There's some very interesting stories. Like, there's some very interesting stories, but there's some sick shit.
I have no interest in that.
Like,
That makes stuff like whatever I'm assuming you're talking about makes me sick to my stomach, and I don't want to hear
and
that.
they do it, and it's bad. It's like Jim and his wife were out on this camping trip or whatever. They went to the grocery store, and then they came back, and she went missing, and then they do like the police investigation, and it's like, okay, and then it turns out not only did Jim kill his wife, and they found her body parts in 7 different fucking counties.
Yeah.
But then he raped the family dog, and then he killed his brother-in-law. But wait, he also did. It's just it gets crazier and worse and
They
worse.
one up themselves.
Yeah, and it's just like, holy. They started off and they suck you in. You're like, listen, this crazy motherfucker. And then one of them was crazy, man. They had but it's like some of them are like terrible, complete psychopaths, and then some of them are just like some kind of fucked up shit. And then some of them are just straight like, oh, there's some fucking real evil in this world. I'll give you 2 examples.
I don't.
Just
Nope.
listen.
Nope. Don't have no interest in that.
Well, this is a home invasion one.
As long as somebody got shot in the face and was a bad guy, that's the only outcome I want to hear about
Okay,
this.
well, this is here you go.
Let's
There you go. I was just right up your alley. That's what I wanted because it's kind of like in Texas, the dude may have got away with it. So this guy was a retired military capacity of something like state of security. I don't know. He was like high ranking officer or whatever for like 20, 30 years. He was living in Minnesota, I believe it was, and he had people kept breaking in his house, stealing shit, stealing out of his garage, going through. They were breaking his house, and they were kept doing whatever. He filed a couple of police reports, and this and that happened. And so he set a trap.
Booby trapped him.
He parked his car down the street. He left whatever. It looked like he wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
He was hiding down in the basement. People come breaking in. They break in his house. They come down to the basement. Boom. He shoots him. Bang, bang. Dead. Shot. Killed. Was boyfriend or whatever. And then the girlfriend comes down like 10 minutes later. And this dude set up like audio recording things like around the house or whatever to catch people breaking into his house. So this was all recorded.
Yeah.
So he wraps the body in a tarp, kind of drags it off, sits down and waits. The girl comes down. Boom, shoots her. She's screaming and hollering or whatever and this and that. It's like, you're dead, bitch. Boom, shoots her again. Kills her. Actually, I think he shoots for like 6 times because he had like a M1 carbine, jammed, took out his .22 pistol and shot her like 4 times in the head with a .22. Okay. Here's the crazy part. He goes on like a 30-minute rant talking to himself about how, like, dude, in the creepiest, weirdest fucking voice you ever heard, like, they didn't deserve to live. I don't see them as human. They're fucking vermins. They were
So he's justifying
They were
himself.
just going to grow up and be fucking trash.
What?
But, dude, like 30 minutes of it.
That's creepy. That's premeditated, number one. Did he get away with it or did he go to
No,
jail?
he's in jail.
Yeah, because it's premeditated.
Yeah.
Breaking it or not, I'm highly against breaking into stuff, but also don't believe in trying to kill somebody.
Yeah.
If somebody wants my sunglasses out of my car, take them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get in a gunfight over it. Even if it's repetitive, move. Like, I'm 50-50 on that. Maybe you don't move, but
well, they also have the interview with interrogation. They had the interrogation like audio, and he was sitting there telling. He had the whole like this. My neighbor girl's 17 years old. She's no good. She does all this shit. She's
she
stole my Air Force jacket, and she was caught wearing it at school. Like he had all this predetermination about how like.
Yeah.
How much of a piece of shit this girl was. And, yeah. But anyways, so Sword and Scale, if you're into that kind of shit,
nope,
it's fucking great.
Nope. Pass.
I'm not so into it, but it's pretty fascinating. But like I said, I gotta take it.
Dude.
I gotta take it in.
You know, and that's news in general. All they put on there is bad stuff. And that's why you get sucked in.
Yeah.
That's why people watch the news 6 o'clock every night. They want to hear some bad stuff. I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Tweet me something. Hit me up on if some urgent. The government will send me a Amber Alert. Other than that, I'm good. I'll hear it through the grapevine if it's really important.
There's some creepy shit on there, man.
Dude,
It really is.
I just don't choose to live my life negative like
But
that.
some of that stuff though, like the murder, the creepy people, all that stuff, I'm not. But I'm fascinated with cults. I'm fascinated with people that get brainwashed, people that do like things as groups that's just like terrible. Like Bohemian Grove stuff with like some power elite people all going, sitting and worshiping owls and all that stuff.
Illuminati stuff.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. I'm just like, I'm fascinated with that stuff, man.
I'm hooked on education right now. How much shit can I pump in my head and learn? Like right now, it's Spanish. I have a decent base. Did it all through high school. It's the only thing I ever got honors in high school. And I'm gonna get fluent in
I got
Spanish.
honors in Mexican food.
We did eat a lot of enchiladas.
Fucking hell, about 8 burritos, bro.
But stuff like that, I think it's always going to be something continuous, is learning something new to, maybe not even better myself, but a new skill, a new something.
They need to hurry up with the neuroscience things, because my brain's getting stupid as fuck as I keep getting older. My memory's bad.
Doesn't have to. Doesn't have to be.
It is, though.
Nah. You can exercise. You can do brain exercise, and that's a real thing.
Well, I use my brain a lot.
I know, but on repetitive stuff.
Not
Work, dude. Work.
Sometimes.
Well, I think
I just got a shit memory, dude. Today, I left my house. Told my wife, I was like, I need this, and this from Sam's. I got to run, grab this stuff. I'm going out to Dad's. We're doing the barbecue. And I kept saying, I was like, I need this, and this. I need this, and this. I need this. I got in the middle of Sam's. I got one thing out of 4. And I'm like, couldn't remember what I needed. Could not. I had to call her. Like, what did I say I needed? Fucking bad, dude.
I find when I challenge myself that I retain more in everything. Small things like that is what I'm constantly using and trying to do something progressive and learn or something like that. When I challenge my brain, it works. It works harder. It retains more. A lot of the stuff I'm not good at, like especially in college, I was not the best student, but I learned to remember stuff because I was always pressing forward, learning stuff I didn't know, and I've continued to do that. And I just always found as long as I'm pushing myself mentally, I can retain most important stuff. You know, I might forget where I set my wallet or put my keys temporarily, but and the times like I get a summer break off and it's stagnant, that's when I start getting like, fuck, man.
I think I can remember things, but it's weird on things I can remember. But
I mean, everybody's different.
I know. I forget shit though all the time, and it's like, wife gets mad at me. She's like, "You don't ever listen to shit." I'm like, "It's not that I don't listen." I'm like, I don't fucking remember.
And I hate to be that health bullshit, you know, just preach stuff. I eat avocado every day. It's healthy fat, and it has done wonders.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's things out there that quote unquote are neuro friendly.
I eat an avocado every day, one whole avocado with something.
Yeah.
And I tell you this, it is. You know, I'm not saying it makes me smarter or anything, but I have an easier time being attentive to things.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like I said, everybody's different. I also stopped drinking a lot of coffee, and I really like coffee. That shit's not that good for you.
I don't drink coffee. I never have.
It's another drug.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the thing. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink Cokes. I really drink water and alcohol.
That's pretty much the same. Pedialyte. I drink a lot of Pedialyte after alcohol.
Oh, yeah. I really do, man. It's just water or some kind of beer or whiskey. And I've been on a Tito's and water kick for a while. It's been pretty good. But dude, fucking vodka, you gotta watch out now. So I'll be scooting along with vodka just fine, having a good time. And yeah, lights go out like just like a light switch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, where did this come from? It happened twice. And I'm like, okay, well, I got to stop with vodka. Because I was drinking like I drink whiskey. And I can drink whiskey and I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I got to kind of no more, get some water. And then I was kind of doing that with vodka. And I was just like, I never got to that point to where I was just like, okay, I need water. I just kept going. And I was kind of fine. And we're talking, we're having whatever. And then just I wake up the next morning. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Didn't do anything stupid or nothing, but it was just like, wait a minute. And so it happened the first time, and I'm like, well, it's, you know, I've kind of been trying to eat right or eat less, right? So one place I was at the Astros game, and I didn't want all the carbs, whatever, so just had a couple pieces of brisket with onions and jalapenos on it and this and that. Didn't have any of the chips or the hot dogs, whatever they had. And so I was like, well, maybe it was just because, you know, I didn't have anything to eat but just that little meat. And I worked out that morning, so I was a little dehydrated anyways, and I was kind of putting it off on that. Well, then it was a couple weeks later, fucking same thing. And I had eaten, and I had everything to drink, and I'm just like, well, maybe then it's vodka now. So let's
culprit.
Yeah, let's put a hold on that. So
I don't know. Anything in excess is not good for you, and I think we've all learned that the hard way.
I'm still trying to learn. So sometimes,
but I guess so. What's the next plan? To kind of, we're getting on time wise. Like, how much time? How deep are we in?
What would you guess?
I guess 2 hours and 15 minutes.
You'd be off
by how much?
A lot. Hour and 29.
That's it.
That's it.
Damn, dude, I'm getting old because I'm like,
you better. You ready to go sleep?
I'm not ready to go to sleep. I'm just getting old. Like, I'm looking at my clock, 11:24. Like, I'm not tired, but I probably should be in bed.
Yeah, you're like, wait a
Really?
minute.
Only an hour 29?
Hour 29.
Oh, man, I think I just caught my second win.
There you go. Hey, I need an ice cube. If
you know where
manage
they're
it.
at.
Oh, God.
Speak to your guest.
Oh, goddamn. Tyler, inform them. Let them know.
Well, what are you going to drink next? You want to drink some fancy shit? We've been talking about expensive bourbon and stuff and whiskeys. Well, I'm going to guide you through something. Well, get rid of that ice cube. Get rid of that. Get rid of the glass. We're about to get fancy. I'm talking to the mic. Go to my pantry. On the left, second from the top shelf. Look, second shelf from the top, all the way to the right. Sorry, not left. Move that bottle. Move it. Keep moving the very right one. And there's a blue bottle and a box in the back. Grab that. It's on the very, it hugs the wall. No, it's behind that. Nope, to the right of that.
How do you know, like, to the right of?
Because I know my cabinet. Don't drop that.
Bonsai shit.
It is Japanese whiskey.
They even know how to make whiskey, right?
They know how to make whiskey very well. I'll fix it later. A lot. No, if you want to grab one of those, there's the. We'll get it in a minute, but it's the underbelly pick. Elijah Craig. No. Grab the 2 brandy glasses. Yeah, back 2. Yeah. So, folks, we're about to drink some Yamazaki 18. It is not shit whiskey. Thanks, sir. You might have had this before. I think we had this when my son was born and you came and visited. Maybe.
I don't know. I'm gonna let you pour. I'm gonna let you do. I don't know anything about this stuff.
It's probably the most expensive whiskey you've ever drank.
You're probably right.
It's a $300 bottle of whiskey.
I've had some real expensive scotch one time at Macaroni Joe's in Amarillo, Texas.
You might have more expensive.
I don't know how much it was, whatever.
Scotch
per dollar.
gets
Yeah.
silly fast.
Well, I told the bartender I never had a good scotch. What do I do? Do I gotta swirl it?
You can.
Look, that looks cool. I look like I know what I'm doing,
Professional.
and that's like
Hey.
that's half the battle.
Cheers, Jared.
Appreciate it, buddy. That's some good goddamn whiskey.
So, the Japanese are unique, as they don't like anything high proof.
That's really good.
Yeah. It's 86 proof, not very high proof.
No.
They don't drink anything, most, as a culture wise. It's very common they drink lower proof stuff. They enjoy the flavors.
I don't see Asian people as like drunks. That's not really a thing. Are
Have
they?
you ever been to a karaoke bar? We're not trying to stereotype, but have you ever been to a karaoke bar?
I don't know.
Plenty of hammered Asians.
I've been to karaoke bars, but
Oh, I'm not talking about ones down here, but
I know.
like in an actual city, not Reno's.
Shout out to Reno's.
Oh, fuck shithole. Hope y'all don't listen to the podcast.
No, I'm trying to think of when I've been like, dude. So the only experience I've had drinking with Asians is New Year's Eve 2013. We had
what was that?
Yakuza Clan.
Crown Boss, dude. $1 Bud Lights. For everybody.
$1 Bud Lights for everyone. We had 13. She said $1 Bud Lights till midnight, and it was like 11:58 when we walked in. We're like, we need 26 Bud Lights.
I'm trying to remember the name of that joint. Because it had
So tell the story about the lady.
the
'Cause
lady
this is one
you're
of the
talking
funniest
about
stuff.
who literally got shot, had a cane, and walked with a limp.
Yeah.
Just thug life, man.
It's like a 60-year-old lady.
So I'm trying to remember Nanami. Yeah.
Nanami in Austin.
Yeah.
That's right.
New Year's. I'm pretty sure like everybody had a date minus
Except
Cody. And we had been all around town.
Love you, Cody.
I think it was my wife holding us back. She was the only one. Like, she was 20 or something like that, so we couldn't go.
Yeah, I think
so
you're
we
right.
had to go to 18 and up places. And we ended up there because Cody knew some girl, and we ended up shutting down the joint.
I worked at a Men's Warehouse at the time,
Oh, yeah.
so I got everybody like tuxes. We went out on the town in Austin in tuxedos.
I think I had $32 in my name that night, and Dollar Bud Light sounded fantastic.
Yeah. Got turned up. It was Dollar Bud Lights, and I think it was like $5 sake bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a good New Year's.
it was. But that lady was straight out of the Yakuza.
She was nice, though. She liked that we were spending money in her joint. Even though I don't know how she was making money, Dollar Bud Lights, but I had a good time. We always have a good time on New Year's.
This is true. This is true.
Parties, going out.
It's
Fairly eventful New Year's.
kind of a big deal.
But I feel that's everybody. I don't know a lot of people that sit at home on New Year's.
Well, let me ask you this. We'll kind of go back to Santa Fe a little bit. When you left Santa Fe and went to college and you lived in Austin and you did whatever, on the party level scale, on the drinking, fun, mischief, terrorizing,
I would say I was on the high side of experience compared to
the other
my
people,
friends,
right?
Yeah.
It strikes me not as odd, but that's something to be said for where we grew up.
Well, I mean, granted, the major I was in, though, was not a bunch of rowdy kids. I mean, I was in engineering stuff. Most of the kids were reserved, good GPAs, minus myself.
Well, not when you went to play ball and all that.
Oh, Texas, that's different, man. That's junior college shithole baseball,
Well, that's
man.
what I'm talking about. I'm talking about them kids. You were on low level.
No, I wasn't, which is sad, but I got introduced to some people that were a lot more experienced than I was. one of my good friends that
Walked in the dorm room, the dude was just straight doing crystal meth. I mean, just like, yeah.
No, dude. It's the first time I've ever split a handle of Canadian Mist, though. Dorm room in Ranger, Texas.
Ranger,
Oof.
Texas.
Oof.
That's outside of Abilene, folks. About an hour.
Well, yeah, East Abilene.
An hour east of Abilene.
Yeah, it's a real shithole.
Yeah.
I had a good time. Met some good people. Fantastic stuff. I think the funnest story I've ever had from there is there's some wealthy kid that was there playing baseball. He's from Fort Worth area.
Is it the AK story?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Love the story.
So this kid, he is a one-upper type guy, and he's like, oh, yeah, well, I've got this big jacked-up Denali truck. We're like, oh, sure, buddy, it's your daddy's. And he'd come back the next weekend, and it's like the title was in his name. It's like, fuck, man. Okay, cool, dude. He's like, well, I've got like a Fat Boy motorcycle. We're like, okay, buddy, sure you do. Fucking ride it to school next week. Well, then he's like, I've got quarter sticks of dynamite. We're like, you've gone too far,
Yeah,
my friend.
shut the fuck up,
Bullshit.
bro.
Apparently his dad was some landscape, like high-dollar landscape guy. Dude had quarter sticks of dynamite. So I forgot we had acquired this kitten somehow. It was like a stray cat that.
Please tell me you didn't strap quarter six dynamite to
No,
a
we
cat.
did, dude. We didn't. I'm gonna tell you this. We didn't do anything cruel and unhumane. But let me finish the story. So one of my roommates had taken in the cat as one of its own, but he was also a big pothead. Well, something happened. He dropped the cat. The cat got injured, like bad, like it was gonna make it because it was a little baby kitten, and it needed to be put out some. And there's not a vet office in Ranger, Texas. Well, the only person who had a gun was this dude that said he had an AK.
Oh, God.
So we're like, hey, dude, you said you had this, air quotes, full auto AK, because nobody has a soul to, do anything besides shoot this cat. I'm not going to run it over or anything like that. Nothing gruesome. Yeah. So he's like, yeah, let me go get it. Dude had a fully automatic AK in his dorm room in Ranger, fucking Texas. Nice guy, though. He took us to his lake house on Lake Possum Kingdom. He's like, my parents got a badass steakhouse in Pasquina.
Sure, bro.
It's everything. It's always, he was one-upping himself every time. It was like a $2 million house on Lake PK. Cool to hang out. But yeah, that was the funnest shit we did. Well, that's not fun shooting a cat.
Yeah,
but
I was about to say.
it was fun seeing what kind of toys this dude would bring back to school
Why
every
the fuck was he
weekend.
going to school in Ranger, Texas?
Very similar to me. His dad wanted him to play college sports and forced him to go to some shithole college
Well, there you
and
go.
play sports.
There you go.
So, regardless of that, I met some dudes there that could party. That could put me on a table, which is,
Saying something
I would
at
like
the
to
time.
say that
Yeah. No, it's saying something
I
at
can
the time.
drink a little bit. I mean, I'm not a lightweight, but I mean, you've met one of my good friends from there.
He's drank me under the table several times.
He's a bad influence.
Son of a bitch.
Bad influence. Especially, I don't mind beers, whiskey, or tequila. Woof. But yeah, that's
He's too goddamn big to talk shit to, too.
I agree. But like you said, growing up where we grew up, we were exposed to a lot of things a lot earlier than other people. And you kind of don't really think about it, and we take it for granted. But I'm grateful that I made all my dumb drunk mistakes when I really couldn't get in a lot of trouble in high school.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't getting
That's what I'm
blacked out at some party in college. Because, dude, once you got where we grew up, once you turn 21, it's not really that cool to drink anymore.
Yeah.
I drink way less. When you go out and actually spend real money, and
Your own money?
how much is this beer at a bar?
Yeah, no joke. What happened to the 30 packs of Natty, man?
For $17.
Yeah. That's kind of, I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's kind of an actuality or a fact. Not a fact. I don't want to call it a fact because not everybody had the same.
I don't promote underage drinking.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't think that it was necessarily right that we were doing it, and that some people's parents were letting us do it.
Yeah.
But to touch note on when you and Andy talked about again, we were never not safe.
Yeah.
If somebody was, and all, that has a lot to do not only with our parents but our group of friends. If one of us saw somebody blatantly too drunk to drive, dude, you're staying the night, I'll call your parent. We had to do that for one of our good friends, Randy. Way too drunk to drive.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm terrified of his mom, and I had to call her and tell her son was too drunk to come home, and yeah.
And guess what? She forever more appreciates it. Than,
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a top 5 hardest phone call in my life.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just think that when you're given that much leash, if you're truly a good kid and not a piece, and you got some good friends, you can get a lot of life lessons knocked out early that you're not gonna. You think, dude, you get blacked out in college with a bunch of kids you don't know. You got your roommate that you met 2 weeks ago type crap. I'm like, that's just a formula.
Well, that's
for
the thing
a bad
is
time.
we kind of got wild and crazy, but it was people we grew up with, people we trusted. I mean, worst thing happened, you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Not even that bad.
Yeah. Not even that, because he too goddamn drunk to punch you anyways.
Well, it's just, I feel like nothing really ever got out of hand. For the most part.
Yeah.
Man, there was never any kind of wild crazies,
Well, there was that one girl's house who kind of got torn up that one time.
Not our fault.
Not our fault. Not our fault.
I remember I got pulled out of school and called by that girl's mom, and that's why I trashed their house. And we truly weren't even there.
Correct. You're to blame.
This is
Not
also,
her. You.
That's bad parents.
10 years later, y'all still fucking up. Oh, yeah, man. No, it's, shit. I don't hate it. I like where we grew up. I like where I'm from.
Well, yeah, and I like, just keep saying, touching on anything, I liked our parents and how we were brought up.
Yeah.
Because we never wanted for anything, but we were never really given.
Yep.
Dude, how many times have we bailed a for your grandfather to go get a bottle of Jack Daniels or go to the fucking OG and get some breadsticks on, shit like that? I mean, we worked for what we had.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Well,
for the extra.
so that's a big deal you talk about there, man. Is you big time fucking hustler, installing car stereos, doing burning CDs for $1 a piece and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're just always trying to do something to scrounge up some cash, man. And we did me and dirt and cutting down trees.
Yeah, y'all were hauling off trees and shit.
Yeah, and him and Dane and BJ car washing.
Yeah.
And fucking making good goddamn money.
Dude, I made bank in high school installing stereos.
Yeah. I made a lot of money playing poker.
You know, and I like that we put it back into the community because spent a lot of money at Big Chief having your older brother buy us beer.
Yeah. We like to give back. We like to give back to the community. Oh, shit.
But no, that's not a trait kids today have anymore.
Yeah,
and, dude, think all those, call them skills, you weren't really taught by your parents. My dad didn't teach me how to install a car stereo. I looked at a manual, learned the hard way, messed up stuff, and just figured stuff out. There's not a lot of initiative anymore. But a lot of these younger kids, they're aware of their environment a lot more than we were. Oh, dude, yeah. I had no idea about politics or the town over, who's running for mayor or anything like that, because a lot of that access to information wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of good and a lot of bad, and every generation is different. And
yeah, we've got
overall, I don't know if it's like the kids in high school now, but like the ones right above them, like my little brother's age, they're entitled people, dude. And it's kids in college right now type stuff.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of entitled people.
I think man, I don't know. Brady and his group of friends they're pretty good kids, man. They don't he don't have that hustler mentality. He's never money doesn't mean a lot to him right now. No. Just because he doesn't know. Yeah. He hadn't had to worry about it. Just, he doesn't ask for a lot either though. Yeah. So it's like, I need $20 to go to the movies.
That's like my little brother, dude. He could live off McDonald's $1 menu the rest of his life. He don't care.
So he doesn't ask for much. He doesn't whatever. But he's a pretty damn good kid, man. I mean, during Harvey, he stepped up big time, impressed the shit out of me.
Well, just overall, you look at all the, you don't really judge people by all the good things they do as many bad things. That's how you remember people for the most part.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, there's people that obviously do a lot more good than bad, and you know what they do good. But if somebody does something bad, that's how you know them. And I've seen the bad things that kid's done. Not that bad.
That's why I have to constantly
not that bad.
Remind his mom. I'm like,
I've done more bad things in a weekend compared to that kid's done his entire life.
That's why I gotta remind his mom. I'm like, yeah, he fucked up, but it's
in comparison.
Yeah, like, yeah. I always say it all the time. I'm like, if I look like that kid did back when I was 17 years old,
I have a couple kids, 100%.
Yeah. Them damn girls, man, trouble, all of them.
The kids are getting more mature, dude. They're like I said, they're getting more aware of what's out there, and
well, it's just, man, there's so much. If you want to try to protect a kid from like sex stuff, from violence, from whatever,
you can only do so much.
You can't give them a phone. They can't have a phone because.
But at the same time,
here's the thing:
to have them
even if they don't have a phone, their friends got a phone.
Yeah,
every single other kid in the school's got a phone, and they're looking up shit and they're saying,
Yeah, no. But I think at the end of the day, it's parenting.
Yeah,
it's making sure you're not a peace parent, because there's a lot of those out there, and we know a lot of them out there that just weren't involved at all.
Yeah. Yep. Man, I don't know.
It's a scary world out there, dude. And I hate to get gloomy or anything, but that's why I just try to make sure I have a good time and see the light in a lot of stuff, because
that's the thing. I don't know. It's not as scary. It's the best time in the history of the world to ever live. You're the safest you've ever been in the entire history of the world right now.
Yeah, but it's still bad. I mean, there's a lot of bad out there, and it's
Yeah.
because the access to news, media, crap like that, and it.
But here's the thing: is it really bad, or is it just stories? Is it just whatever? Like, you're safer than you ever been. You're not going hungry. You don't have to worry about.
No, I agree with that.
It's in the history of the world. There's never been a better time to live.
Yeah, and so
besides, Atlantis and ancient Egypt time that we don't know about, where they were, whatever, aliens and shit.
Yeah, I guess I just don't like knowing as much of all the bad stuff. I don't say I'd care to be oblivious to it, but I just don't. I can't dwell on that shit like a lot of people do.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I can't listen to like talk radio crap and politics, left versus right. Christ, it's not that I don't have any interest in it. I don't want to get caught up in it because I know if I do, it's like anything else. I get tunnel vision and I want to get too informed.
Very deep.
It's any hobby.
Well, the thing is, man, when you've traveled, you've been around, you've seen things, you go other places. I mean, you see, that's constantly what I'm trying to tell you. You talk about the kids. It's constantly what I'm trying to tell them. Like, League City, Texas, Santa Fe, Texas, Houston, Texas, is a fraction of the world. I mean, it's nothing. It's nobody cares what you have going on. Like, you go everywhere else in the world and they're having a good time. They're doing this, they're doing that. Some places are good, some places are bad. But for the most part, man, you go to Mexico and you visit some of these little towns and you get outside of the tourist spots and you just go actually visit the actual Mexican villages and shit like that. People's happy as can be. Living life, having a good time, whatever. You get outside of the hustle, like every time when I go to see the in-laws in Clarington, Texas, town of 2,000 people outside Amarillo, they don't care. When's the next rain coming? We got some farming to do. We got some seed to plant. And
life goes on. It doesn't matter what's going on somewhere else.
So the doom and gloom news channels, this bad story happening every day. It's just news lines. It's just headlines at the end of the day. Them trying to get you clickbait. But is it really that bad?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd just rather be out fishing, man. I don't care about it. It's relaxing.
Yeah.
Get out on my kayak, dude. Don't have to worry about any of that mess.
What else?
Man, I don't know. I've had some ideas because I was like trying to do new things, but I think I kind of want to eventually, not anytime soon, do a food truck.
What are you gonna cook? Do you cook?
I don't. I haven't done this, but like a booze truck.
A booze truck. And that's fucking interesting, man. That's fucking interesting.
What do you know about a traveling bar, my friend?
I know in Nashville they got those ones you pedal.
Yeah, but what if somebody came up to your spot and did like a wine tasting?
What spot?
Any spot.
Any spot.
Yeah. On on-call food truck.
A who?
An on-call food truck.
What are you saying?
On-call.
On call.
Yeah.
Okay. An on-call food truck.
Booze truck.
Booze truck.
Could happen. I don't know how profitable it would be, but I'd probably have a good time doing it.
So, what's the issues with that? You're driving with open containers, sir.
For a bar. I'm a traveling bar, my friend.
Hey, Canada made weed legal today.
I think it was a couple days ago, but yeah.
Oh, yesterday, whatever.
Yeah. Their prime minister seems like he's got it going on. Trudeau or whatever his name is.
I don't know. Is he a cool guy?
Supposed to be a man for the people. Like I said, I don't follow that shit too hard.
Well, I was listening to the Dennis McKenna podcast today, and he was talking about they were opening up psychedelic shops.
Like
gonna be
mushrooms
the next
and
step.
MDMA and
Yeah.
I get that, dude. I don't get
because he was moving to BC. Mr. McKenna was leaving Minnesota.
I don't get why a lot of that stuff's criminally illegal. I I get why companies don't want you to do those things and can fire you because of them. But man, if somebody wants to go shoot up, knock it out. I don't care. You're your own person. You get free speech. Go get messed up and OD. I don't care.
Nixon.
Huh?
Nixon. All goes back to one dude. And from that, it stems a lot of other things. The fucking prison system's fuck, man. You start looking at how many people make money off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
You thought that's money makes the world go around, dude. I don't know. I just don't care about that and how we ultimately affects the taxpayers, and that's what pisses me off. I'm paying for somebody to do jail time because he got busted with some pot. That's a lot of money. I mean, if you ever looked at the raw numbers, what it keeps people in prison, it's a lot of money.
Well, the privatization of prisons, where some dude owns a prison and has a bunch of money and power to influence people to keep these laws a certain way
and stuff like that. That's in tobacco, it's in gambling, it's in a lot of things. But I don't know.
People are wising up. Information's out there.
Yeah.
Now, but I say that people have been wised up, but there's no change because it's the politicians.
That's the thing. Is a lot of people get voted in with good intent until they see dollars in front of their face.
I don't know that any of them go in for good intent.
I think there's a lot of people that run for office and get in for that really want to try to change things for the better.
I don't believe that at all. I think there may be a small fraction that they truly have a good intent.
A lot of, and this is like small government stuff like that. Well, they're not paid positions. There's nothing more for them than a title.
Small government's different between the people that actually make the decisions to change the laws. Those folks, I don't believe, have good intent in their heart.
Talking about big time politics.
Talking about the people that can change laws.
Yeah.
That can change policies and
I just the term limit thing is what I'm most interested in, because if you put, I guess, more strict or shorter term limits on those things, could probably change that. What's the incentive to go do something like that for a lifetime?
Yeah. Like
if
Supreme Court judge.
That's a joke.
So, like, should a Supreme Court judge be a politicized thing? I don't know.
I don't think either one of us are educated near enough in any of that to really have not an opinion, but a solution.
We can't preach to anybody, but we can certainly talk about it.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that the quote unquote representative government is no longer necessary. I don't need to be represented, I don't need to be represented. Well,
represented.
Yeah, I can't say that. I don't need to be represented.
That's
a damn Japanese whiskey. I don't need to be represented, because my voice can be heard instantaneously around the world, wherever you want it to. We don't. I think that's an.
Do you think everything should be an online poll?
I think it's not a terrible idea.
I think there's a lot of flaws in that system, but
honestly, I think it should be some people in charge to come up with solutions to problems. Like, okay, whatever. What's one of the big ones? What's one of the big political topics we want to talk about?
I mean, we were talking about pot earlier, but
okay,
pot's a fairly large political topic.
So let's talk about weed. So you put some people on top, lawyer types, whatever, to write the law, and they say, okay, it's going to be legal to do X, Y, and Z. You can have it at places A, B, and D.
Well, this is actually pretty interesting. You're talking like this because gambling is a better fit, because they actually just passed something gambling similar to this.
Yeah. Like, countrywide gambling sports gambling is now legal.
This is now federally legal.
Yes. States have to put it in place. Here's an interesting thing with that is the NBA, NFL, NHL, whatever, are all saying, yeah, we're good with it, but we want 1%.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, New Jersey is saying, does Vegas pay you 1%? No? Well, go fuck yourself. Why are we going to pay you 1%?
I like that was it one of the senators or governors from there placed the first sports bet in New Jersey?
In
like a $10 bet.
It wasn't New Jersey. It was
New Hampshire?
no, it was
Delaware?
Yeah, it was one of those small, because it was supposed to be New Jersey, but they were slapdicking around. Shit. Because he placed a bet on a hockey team to win the Stanley Cup next year, and they had it was like a $20 bet.
That's why I thought it was Jersey. I thought it was the Jersey Devils.
It may have been. Then who? Where's Atlantic City at?
Jersey.
So they were supposed to be the number one, and they didn't do it. So it was somebody else. Anyways, I really think it should be.
Yeah, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy makes first legal sports bet.
Well, fuck me. Then who was supposed to be the other ones to do it?
New York.
They were talking about Mike and Mike.
Rhode Island, New York.
No, they're supposed to be whatever.
Pennsylvania.
So there should be a couple folks like in charge that come up with laws, come up with whatever, call it, give you 4 different scenarios of legalized pot. Say it's legal for.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
Who decides who those people are?
Well, it's elected. Same thing we do now.
Put it so by a representative government or by the people?
We elect them as the people.
Okay.
And you put, like I said, X amount of people in charge.
But how did those people get chosen? How does that pool of people get chosen?
Same way it gets chosen now. They run for office.
Okay. So what if you had 2 million people run for that spot? You vote on 2 million people? And I'm saying how silly and dumb people are.
How do people run now, currently?
They go in, they fill out whatever form they need to fill out, and they run for office.
There you go. We'll do the same thing.
Okay.
And who's going to be shimmied up to the top of the list?
That's, you tell me.
People who got the money backing them.
Okay.
People who got the money
that's what
backing
you're
them.
saying. People with money and people who are funded.
Any Hoosers, you get these select amount of people to come up with these laws, scenarios, whatever, this and that. And they say, all right, option A, pot's illegal across the country. You get caught with it, jail the rest of your life. Option B, it's legal, but only for medical reasons. Option C, recreationally, it is legal for everyone to do.
Rock and roll.
No big deal. Whatever. Grow as much as you want. Do as much as you want. We don't give a fuck. All right. These are our 3 options. These are whatever. Ready? Everybody at 7 p.m. next Tuesday evening, we're going to take a vote. Whole country gets on. A, B, or C. I vote C. Yay, pot's now legal for everyone.
So how does that work in your state? Like state laws?
So you would do it per state. Same thing.
So you're saying, okay, now it's federally legal, now it's up to the state?
Yep.
It's pretty much how shit's done now.
Nope. Because you don't get a say on whether or not pot's legal. Would you like pot to be legal in Texas?
I just don't care. Stuff like that, don't care. Shoot for it. Go for it.
Correct. If you took a poll in Texas, would more than 50%...
They do take polls all the time. It's like 50-50.
Would more than 50% of the people say, yeah, let's make pot legal?
I would think so, but I could be wrong.
For our argument's sake, let's just say yes.
Okay.
Let's say that 60% of the Texas population said yes for pot.
Okay. 51%.
Would it get passed?
Probably not.
No, it would not. It would. But why not?
Money.
There you go. But is that truly a representative? Are you really representing the thoughts of the people?
I mean, probably not, no. But if you look at all the other things that come with that, maybe so. With implementing some kind of new tax resource.
Oh, yeah. There ain't no doubt there's just a shitload of money to be made with fucking wheat.
Yeah, but that means who's moving in to make that money? You're going to have big, giant pot fields stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of other things that come with big business and bringing shit to the area.
I think there is like one of the only legal hemp plantations in America is in Texas. I may be making that up. I may just completely made that up.
I mean, like I said earlier, everything's driven by money. There's a reason why, certain strands of pot are legal in Texas right now. Like the Charlotte's Web stuff, that's legal in Texas now. The CBD stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's everything's inevitable. Are you looking at that hemp thing?
Legislative barriers, aka politicians, are holding back Texas hemp entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Hemp bill passes Texas committee unanimously. Dude, yeah, there's a ton of.
It's money driven, man.
But what I'm saying, there's a ton of farming communities around Texas that could make a shitload of money on hemp.
Yeah.
And here's the fucked up thing about hemp: 0% psychoactive, has no.
Well, its physical properties in general are very good.
What do you mean?
Like what you can use and do with it, paper, like building materials, stuff like that. Stuff you refine from hemp. Yeah. Outstanding.
It's what the best you can get.
Yeah.
But you can't use it.
It's the government, man.
It's fucking stinky old.
I got bigger shit to worry about than all that, man.
Hey man, you got a new bourbon. You got a new bourbon coming out next week.
Me? No, dude, that's in the fall, dude.
Scary butthole bourbon double barrel.
No, that's not for me. I am thinking about buying my own barrel of stuff one day and slapping my own name on it, calling it something funky.
What do you mean buying your own barrel of stuff?
I'm going to go to one of my favorite distilleries. I'm not going to say which one it is because I'm probably going to do a next bonus check. And I'm going to buy a barrel.
It is going to be Tyler Gray's private selection.
Pretty much.
And you're going to charge $5 more a bottle.
I'm not selling it. It's gift only.
Huh.
But that exclusive. I got to like you. You can't just buy this shit. You can't buy it.
If you give me a bottle, can I sell it?
I'll think less of you. We'll definitely think less of you.
Well, you do that. I'll split your first drink out of the barrel on Lone Star Podcast, me and you.
Okay. We can probably arrange that.
Cheers, sir. Did you already drink your Japanese whiskey?
I'm working on it. I still have this.
How long have we been going? Take another guess.
1 hour, 52 minutes.
You're very bad at time.
What is it?
You have no idea what's going on in the world.
I don't. What time is it? I took a random guess. What is it?
2 hours, 8 minutes.
Oh, it's not that far off.
20 minutes.
Hey, tomato.
20 minutes in like a 30-minute time frame.
Hey, dude, what's 20 minutes in life?
I don't know. What do you want to end it on? Let's end it on something.
Well, your wife calling.
I know.
Don't. I don't know. Where are you traveling to next?
So the next trip plan, today is the 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving on the 3rd, going to Puerto Vallarta.
Should be fun. You go fishing?
No. Maybe.
When the fuck wouldn't you go fishing, dude?
I might. No, I said no real quick because I hadn't thought about it, but we might.
You should probably go fishing.
So we went, the wife and I went for our 1-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Yep. We had a real good time. Now we're going for the oldest boy's graduation trip.
That'll be fun.
Whole family's going. We're going to go stay in an Airbnb. We're going to go, you can drive the bus down there and go to a couple different spots. Pretty good time, man.
I'm looking at the fishing calendar there. Grouper is going to be good.
Dude, they have like every fish ever.
I mean, tuna's going to be good. Tuna's actually rated the best in July. And wahoo is good too. If you never caught a wahoo, you should probably catch one of those.
Yeah. We may go fishing.
You should go. Take Brady go fishing for his graduation, man.
We might.
Cheap bastard.
Yeah, it ain't enough to fly 6 of us down there.
I feel you, dude.
Yeah. That's the other thing, man. It got married into a big old family. It's hard to go. It's a lot better to drive.
Dude, you need to get that Southwest Companion Pass, dude.
I don't know what that is, but I got Southwest.
You know what that is? It's like you get their rewards card or whatever, and you spend X amount of points, and then once you reach X amount of points, every time you fly, you get to fly for somebody for free.
I don't know what that is.
Google it. Companion Pass.
I've got. Is that the credit card and Southwest credit card?
Mm-hmm.
I have that.
And once you get X amount of points on it, you get.
Well, I got a
Pass.
shitload of points.
You should check to see if you can get a Companion Pass because you probably have. Once you get the points, you probably have to apply for it. One of my coworkers does that all the time with his significant other. I
gotta check it out. I got a shitload of points. I've
got
like
he'll do it, and because you have to spend X amount of points in a year, but you get the sign up bonus and all that bullshit, and get points, blah blah blah. Well, he does it, spends a couple grand on it, gets enough for a Companion Pass, follows him and his girlfriend around for X amount of time, gets rid of it, and then she signs up the next year for the same deal, does it again. He flies around everywhere for free.
Hustlers.
Dude,
Hustlers.
You gotta know how to cheat the systems, dude.
That's what I've never been good at it. I'm just like, what's it called? All right, yeah, good.
Good for you, man. Must be nice.
Fucking hustlers, man. I've always been jealous. I've always been a little jealous of you.
Just quick Google search, my friend. But I've had fun. I think we should maybe have one more drink after this. But
yeah, absolutely.
Thanks
hey,
for
man,
having
this
me.
was a good one.
We didn't really get deep into anything.
Well, we touched on a lot.
Yeah. And if I'm ever blessed enough to come back on, I would like to get into something educational, something I'm passionate about.
Okay. Well, you can do that.
Yeah, maybe not at 11 p.m. either.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm getting old.
It may happen at 11 p.m.
That's life, dude.
I know.
But anyways, good time.
Yeah, cheers, bro. Love it.
Signing off. It's been real. Lone Star Podcast listeners, all 37 and a half of you.
I love them. I love every one of you. Love you. Bye.